All right, good morning. Welcome. So, we'll start today in a seated position. So, bring yourself into a comfortable seat. You might be sitting cross legged or in another way, but just come into a comfortable seat. And then we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up, and start to reach up through one hand and up through the other side, left and right a few times, gently tugging on your fingers as you reach up through each arm, sensing down each side of the torso. Start to deepen your breath so that each breath is a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. All right, let your hands separate, take them behind your back. Interlace the fingers there, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Start to open up across your chest. And then just begin to turn the head side to side. Start to check in with your neck, your shoulders, your chest. All right, so after a few times of turning your head side to side, then reach the chin up and drop it down. A couple of times lifting and lowering. Once more lift and drop. All right, so as you bring your head up to center, release your hands. Let them come to rest on your thighs, and we'll do seated cat and cow. So as you inhale, take your chest and your belly forward as your head and your tailbone go back. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone round your back, bring your chin toward your chest. Again, as you inhale, chest and belly are going forward, head and tail go back. And exhale, tuck and round. All right, one more, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, bring your torso back to neutral. And then we'll take the right hand down to the floor, take the left hand to the left shoulder, and start to rotate. So your left elbow begins to draw a big circle in space. A couple times in one direction. And then a couple of times the opposite way. All right, then sweep your left arm up alongside your head, reaching with that left hand. Start to squeeze and release the fingers a few times, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, with your next inhale, lift up. And exhale, release that left hand down to the floor. We'll do the same on the other side. So just lean into your left hand. Take your right hand to your right shoulder and start to rotate. A couple of circles in one direction. And a couple of circles the opposite way. All right, and then sweep the right arm up alongside your head, reaching with your hand. Start to squeeze and release the fingers a few times, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, with your next in-breath, lift up. And with your out-breath, release your right hand down. All right, take that right leg out at an angle. So your left leg is still folded in, but you've got your right leg kind of going out at an angle. And then start to walk the right hand down the right leg. And then sweep your left arm up alongside your head. Sensing the left side of the torso, but also the back of the right leg. Easing your way into it. If it's a little too intense to take your hand all the way towards your foot, you might just let that hand rest somewhere on the inside or the outside of the leg. Or if you have a block can bring the floor closer. So you might rest your forearm or your hand on a block as you're side bending, if that's helpful. And so as your side bending over towards your right leg, take another 3 rounds of breath. All right, after your third breath, slowly rise up. We'll take that left hand towards the floor behind you. Take the right hand across to your left knee and then inhale, lift tall. So rising up through the crown of your head and then exhale. Slowly twist towards your left side. Turn the head to look back and then turn your head to look back over towards the right. And just let your head continue to turn side to side as the rest of your torso remains twisted toward the left. Feel the breath flowing in through the nose, expanding chest, ribs, belly, back. And feel the breath flowing back up and out through the nose as the shoulders soften. Parts of the body start to let go. Take one more round of breath. And then unravel back to center. Take your arms out to the sides, and then we'll bring our arms forward and take the right arm underneath. Now, for some of us, it'll work just fine to twist the arms together in this way. For others, it may work better to take elbows and palms together. And for still others, it might work best just to take your hands to your opposite shoulders, but again, with that right arm underneath. Either way, take a deep breath in, lifting tall. Exhale, relax the shoulders down away from the ears. So it's a very subtle, small movement of the shoulders. Inhale, lifting tall. Maybe the shoulders come up a little bit as you inhale, but then you feel them dropping down as you exhale. Take another 3 breaths. All right, one more round of breath. All right, release your arms and we'll switch the legs. So this time it's left leg out to the side, right leg folding in. We'll do that side bend first. So start to walk your left hand down your left leg and then sweep the right arm up alongside your head. So you're side bending towards your left leg and sensing into the right side of the torso and also the back of that left leg. Again, if you need a little bit more support than wherever your lower hand is landing, you could just take your hand to the floor. If you have a block, you can rest your forearm or your hand on the block. Could be inside or outside of the leg. Take another 3 rounds of breath. All right, after that third breath, slowly come up. And then we'll take the right hand towards the floor behind you. Take the left hand across to your right knee. Inhale, lift tall. And exhale and twist now towards your right side. Turn the head to look back. And then turn just the head to look back over toward the left side. Let the head continuously and slowly turn side to side as you breathe and as the rest of your torso stays rotated toward the right. All right, we'll take one more round of breath. And then unravel back to center. We'll take the arms back out to the sides again. This time, as we bring the arms forward, it'll be the left arm going underneath. And then either twist your arms together, take your hands to your shoulders, or bring elbows and palms together. Either way, we're creating a spacious feeling between the shoulder blades. So whatever feels best in your arms, breathe in, lengthening tall. Breathe out, let the shoulders drop down away from the ears. And just take a few cycles of breath here. All right, one more breath. And then release the arms. All right, so we'll shift onto hands and knees. And so as you bring yourself onto hands and knees, just start with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And then as you inhale, let the belly drop, lifting your head and your tailbone. As you exhale, tuck the tail, round the back, bring your chin toward your chest. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting head and tail. Exhale, tuck and round. All right, one more like that, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, step your left foot out to the side so it's directly out from your hip. Walk your hands in, lifting up. All right, take the left hand to rest on the left leg and then sweep your right arm up alongside your head. So side bending over that left leg. So depending on how it feels up in your left hip, you might have your left toes kind of pointed towards the top of the mat the way that I do, or you might turn the toes out to the side, so directly out to your left side. It might feel better in your hip socket. So feel free to experiment with that position of the foot. All right, 3 more breaths. All right, let an inhale lift you up. And exhale, release the right arm down. Step your left foot forward into a short lunge so that you have your knee roughly over your ankle. And then we'll take that right hand across to rest on the left knee. Sweep the left hand forward and up, and then back and down. Make a big circle with your left arm. Spread the fingers wide apart. Notice how the left shoulder feels today. All right, one more full circle. All right, then take both hands down to the floor. Step forward into your forward fold. And as you're folding over your legs, if the backs of your legs tend to be tight, you might start with a pretty significant bend in your knees, so that as you're folding over your legs, your torso comes to rest on your thighs or closer to your thighs. And then feel free to shift the weight a little bit left and right so that one leg begins to straighten a little bit, opposite knee bends a little bit more, and then switch side to side. Give your head a little shake out, yes and no. All right, take a deep breath in and come up halfway so your hands come up near your knees. And then exhale, bend your knees, hands to the floor, walk your feet back. So we'll come into downward facing dog. So the hips are up in the air. Hands are about shoulder distance apart. Feet are around hip distance apart, though they could be wider. And begin to reach the hips up. Drop one heel towards the floor. Let the opposite knee bend. Switch back and forth a couple times. All right, then release down to your knees. This time, right foot out to the side. Directly out from your hip, walk your hands in, lifting up. Right hand rests on the right leg, left arm up alongside the head. Again, side bending over towards the right side. And then check in with your right hip. Do your right toes point towards the top of your mat, or do you want them to point out to the right side, out to your right side? Either way, sensing into the left side of the torso. All right, take another 3 breaths. All right, with your next inhalation, lift up. And exhale, release your left arm. Step the right foot forward into a short lunge. Again, knee roughly over the ankle. Left hand comes across to the right knee, and then sweep your right hand forward and up and back and down. Rotating now through the right shoulder, making a big circle. All right, take one more full circle. And then release both hands to the floor. Step forward, again into that forward fold. Release the weight of your head. Give it a shake, yes and no. Start to check in with the muscles of your face and your jaw. Let them soften as well and get kind of droopy. All right, this time as we inhale, we'll come all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms out and up. Join the palms above the head, and then exhale your hands to your heart. Keep your left foot forward, step back with your right foot. So stepping a couple of feet or so, it'll depend on your height, but a couple of feet between your feet. And then take your arms forward, so palms are touching. All right, inhale here with your hands together. Exhale, sweep the left arm out and back as you twist toward your left. Twice more, inhale the arms together, filling the body up with breath, and then exhale and twist to the left. All right, one more, breathing in and breathing out. Now imagine that you're going to make a snow angel, but you're going to twist in the middle of it. So now as you inhale, reach both arms up. Turn over towards the right side. Exhale, lower your arms down. Turn back over to the left. Inhale, lift the arms. Turn back over to the right. Exhale, lower the arms. Again, inhaling to the left. Arms are going up. Exhaling to the right. Arms are going down. All right, take 3 more breaths. All right, last one. All right, bring the palms back together in front of the heart. Step forward, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, squat back into chair pose. Press your hips back. Reach the arms out from the shoulders. Exhale, lower just your arms down and back as far as they're able to go. Inhale all the way to stand, so straighten your legs and reach up. Exhale, release the arms. All right, twice more. Inhale, squat back into chair. Hips back, arms up. Exhale, just the arms down and back as far as you can reach back. Again, inhale now to stand. Straighten your legs, reach up. Exhale, release the arms. Last time. Inhale, chair. Exhale, arms back. Inhale to stand. And exhale, release your arms. All right, palms come back together in front of the heart. This time, right foot is forward. Step back with your left foot. Again, a couple of feet between your feet. And then reach the arms forward. All right, deep breath in here. Exhale and twist to the right, so your right arm is going out and back. Again, inhale the arms together. Exhale to the right. One more, breathing in. And breathing out. Now, pausing here, again, imagine that you're going to make a snow angel, but you're twisting in the middle of it. So inhale, reach up. Turn over to your left and exhale, lower your arms. Turn back over to the right. Inhale, reach up. Turn to the left. Exhale, lower your arms. All right, 3 more. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. And 2 more. All right, last one. Palms come back together in front of the heart. Step forward, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, squat into chair. Exhale, arms lower down and back. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, lower your arms. Twice more. Inhale, finding chair. Exhale, arms down and back. Inhale, rise up, press into your feet. Exhale, release your arms. One more. Inhale, chair. Exhale, arms. Inhale to stand. And exhale, release the arms. Palms back together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale as you fold, bend your knees, hands to the floor, walk back to downward dog. Again, hips are up in the air. Feet roughly hip distance, though it could be wider or closer together depending on your unique body. Take another 2 breaths here, lifting the hips, rooting through the hands. All right, then release down to your knees and then come all the way forward and down onto the front of your body. And then we'll walk the arms forward, take your elbows underneath your shoulders, reaching back through your toes and reaching forward with your heart. Turn the palms up and just gently squeeze and release the fingers a few times. And as you're doing that, curl that soft fist in towards your elbows to stretch the top side of your wrists. All right, palms back to the floor, lifting the heart. Turn the head to look to the right and then bend your right knee as you do. So you're pulling that heel in, engaging the backside of your right leg. And then release, turn your head over to the left, same thing. Bend the knee, pull the heel in with the strength of the back of your left leg. Again, release over to the right, bend the knee. Squeeze the heel in. And release, turn the head to the left, bend your knee, pull the heel in. All right, release that left knee down or left foot down, lower your heart. And then we'll press up onto hands and knees and come to a seated position once again. So as you come to seated, take your legs forward. And then we'll keep the right leg straight for the moment. Let the left knee bend, walk your left foot in. And then we'll cross that left foot over to the outside of the right knee. And then let your right arm connect with your left leg. So it might be the elbow hooking around. It might just be the hand holding on. Take your left hand towards the floor behind you. And then inhale, lift tall. As you exhale, twist to the left. Turn your head to look back. And then maintain the rotation of your neck, but let your eyes close so that you start to feel your forehead, your cheeks, your eyebrows, your eyes all softening. letting go of tensing, letting go of expression. And then bring your attention to your breath as it flows in through your nose, creates a greater sense of spaciousness in various areas that expand with that inhalation. And then as you exhale, notice what softens, what lets go, what releases. All right, then slowly release from your head and your neck, from your shoulders, and the rest of your torso. And then we'll just let this top knee, this left knee, drop out to the side so that the left ankle is roughly above the right knee. So it's just kind of resting on top of the leg. And then lean back into your hands. Hop your right foot in so that you start to create a stretch here in this outer left hip. Feel free to let your legs sway a bit side to side. All right, we'll take another 3 breaths. All right, after that third breath, go ahead and release your legs and we'll switch sides. So this time it's left leg straight, bend your right knee, cross the foot over to the outside of your left knee, and then left hand comes around to grab the right leg, right hand towards the floor behind you. Inhale, lift tall. And exhale and twist now towards your right side, turning the head to look back. This time we'll maintain the rotation of the neck. Let the eyes close so that all the facial muscles start to relax and release. You start to feel the weight of your eyes and your tongue. Maybe even feel the weight of your ears. And just simply observe without needing to change the way that you breathe. All right, slowly release from your head and neck, and your shoulders and the rest of your torso. Let this right knee drop out to the side. So your right ankle is just above your left knee. And then you'll lean back into your hands. And again, just hop that left foot in so that you're now creating the stretch in your outer right hip. Feel free to sway the legs a bit side to side. All right, take one more cycle of breath. All right, then release your legs. So we'll conclude our practice with a reclined breathing practice. So go ahead and make your way onto your back. And the way that you arrange yourself on your back is really up to you. You might keep your knees bent, kind of how I am. You might straighten out your legs or put a bolster or pillow underneath your knees if you want to. If you're in a chilly room, it's nice to cover up with a blanket, or at the very least, put socks on. But in this breathing practice, we'll emphasize the length of the exhale. So the next time that you breathe into the count of 3. Hold the breath in for 3 more counts. And then exhale to the count of 6. And you'll continue to breathe in this way, inhaling to 3, hold it in for 3, and then exhale for 6 for just about 2 minutes here. And on each of those long 6-count exhales, see if you can allow your body to melt a little bit more into the floor and into any props that you might be using to support yourself. Again, that's inhale to 3, hold it in for 3, and exhale for 6. So after the next time that you exhale, to the count of 6, just release the counting of the breath so that the breath starts to flow back in and out of the body without any sort of restriction. And then as you become ready, just guide your knees into your chest, give them a gentle squeeze, rock a little side to side. And then roll to rest on one side, pausing for a breath or two. And then gradually bring yourself back up and into your seated position. And so as we come back to a seat, we'll join our palms in front of the heart, checking back in with ourselves. What sensation is present? What thoughts or emotions are present? And then as we bow to the light within ourselves, we also bow to the light within each other. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May we know peace. Thank you again for practicing with me. I'll see you again next Friday, 10 o'clock Central. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or leave a comment on the video if you're watching on YouTube. See you again next time. Bye-bye.